If you think you're walking into IKEA to buy just one table, you're wrong. Because before you even step through that door, someone has already decided how much money is going to leave your pocket. Sounds strange? It should, but it's true. Every year, more than 700 million people walk into IKEA, and almost nobody, literally nobody, walks out with just the one thing they came for. You go in for a bookshelf, you walk out with candles, storage boxes, kitchen tools, plants, picture frames, and a bag of frozen Swedish meatballs. This isn't an accident. It isn't a coincidence. It's a trap, so beautifully designed that you don't even realize you've walked straight into it. Today, I'm going to show you exactly how one Swedish company rewired the way the entire world shops. And this whole story starts with a 17-year-old kid selling matchsticks door to door. He lived on a small farm in a remote village in southern Sweden. His name was Ingvar Kamprad. While most teenagers were busy with sports and friends, Ingvar had only one obsession: selling, making money. He bought matches in bulk and sold them one by one to neighbors. Then came pens, wallets, frames, Christmas decorations, anything he could buy cheap and sell for a little more. From these tiny hustles, he learned a truth that would later turn him into a billionaire. People don't always buy the best product. They buy whatever gives them the most value. 1943. At just 17, Ingvar builds a small mail order business. He names it IKEA, his own name, his father's farm, and his home village, all stitched together. At this point, there's no furniture in sight, just a catalog of small household items. But customers kept asking for one thing: furniture. And that's where a massive problem was hiding. Back then, furniture wasn't just expensive to make, it was even more expensive to ship. Every piece arrived fully assembled, taking up huge amounts of space. Sending a table cost almost as much as building one. The entire industry accepted this as normal. Nobody questioned it. Ingvar did, and one question changed his entire life. Is the problem the furniture, or is the problem the system? Then came the moment that changed the furniture industry forever. In the early 1950s, an IKEA employee was trying to load a wooden table into a truck. It wouldn't fit. After a few failed attempts, he took the legs off and slid them underneath. Suddenly, it fit perfectly. To most people, this was just a quick fix for a small logistics problem. To Ingvar, it was an explosive idea. What if every piece of furniture could be packed this way? Instead of selling furniture fully assembled, IKEA would sell it flat. The customer would assemble it themselves at home. At the time, this sounded insane. Who would want to struggle through building their own furniture? But Ingvar wasn't trying to make furniture easier to build. He was trying to make it easier to move, because every inch saved inside a truck translated directly into lower costs, and lower costs meant lower prices. The result? A truck that once carried a handful of tables could now carry dozens. Families who never dreamed of affording modern furniture suddenly could. And here's where the real game was being played. Competitors could copy the furniture. They could copy the design. What they couldn't copy was the system. Because this wasn't just an idea, it was a flywheel. Lower costs, lower prices. Lower prices, more customers. More customers, more sales, stronger leverage with suppliers. And that money flows right back into cutting prices even further. Once that wheel starts spinning, nobody can stop it. But Ingvar didn't stop there. Once he solved the problem of moving furniture, he turned his attention to something almost every retailer had missed: how people shop and how to control it. When you walk into IKEA, it feels like you're the one deciding where to go, what to look at. But the truth is, the moment you step through that door, the game has already started. And you're not a player anymore. You're a piece on the board. IKEA doesn't just display products. It builds a story. You're walked through fully staged bedrooms, living rooms, kitchens. Every room asks you the same question. What if this were your home? You're no longer looking at a chair, you're picturing yourself sitting in it. And that's exactly how you get hooked, because people don't buy products, they buy a better version of their own future. As you walk, you're hit with hundreds of things that were never on your list. A lamp, a rug, a plant, a candle. Together, they make the room feel complete. And suddenly, just buying the table doesn't feel like enough anymore. Ever notice there's no straight path to the checkout at IKEA? Every turn drops another bait in front of you. Because the longer you're trapped inside, the higher the odds you'll spend more. And right when you start getting tired, a restaurant appears out of nowhere. Swedish meatballs, coffee. Most people think it's just there for convenience. The real job is far more ruthless. It keeps you from going home. You eat, you recharge, and you go right back to shopping, usually spending more than you ever planned. The meatballs were never the business. They're fuel to keep you trapped inside longer. By now, you probably think IKEA's real weapon is psychology, the showroom, the arrows, the restaurant. But the real move is hiding somewhere you'd never think to look. The warehouse. At a normal store, employees pull the items for you. At IKEA, you do that job yourself. You walk the showroom, jot down product numbers, walk into the warehouse, pull the boxes yourself, carry them home, and assemble them yourself. Stop and think about what just happened. You became IKEA's employee, unpaid, and you didn't even realize it. You were happy to do it. Work that other companies pay staff for, IKEA has quietly baked into your shopping experience. Fewer staff, lower costs, and that saved money flows straight back into lower prices. The flywheel spins again. This is exactly why IKEA is so hard to copy. A competitor can copy a bookshelf. They can copy the blue and yellow, but the entire system, the supply chain, the layout, the flat pack design, the strategy of turning your own labor into their profit, and decades of built trust, nobody replicates that overnight. Today, IKEA runs hundreds of stores and pulls in millions of customers every week. They don't sell the most luxurious furniture. They're not always the cheapest either. People show up because IKEA didn't just build a product, it built a machine, where every single part feeds and strengthens the next. The furniture cuts shipping costs. The warehouse cuts labor. The showroom fuels desire. The restaurant keeps you trapped. The layout gets you lost. The supply chain wins the price war. Looked at one by one, none of it seems special. Put together, it's one of the most precisely engineered shopping machines ever built. So the next time you walk into IKEA, stop for a second. Look around. Notice the path you're being walked through, where you're being stopped, when you're being tired out, and then recharged. Because every corner, every display, every meatball, it's a strategy laid out decades ago, and you're walking straight through that battlefield without even knowing it. People think IKEA sells tables, sells sofas. The truth is, IKEA sells one of the most cunning business systems in history. And every time you walk in without even realizing it, that's exactly what you're buying too. What do you think? Will you notice it the next time you walk into IKEA? Or will you fall for the trap all over again? Let me know in the comments.